be loyal, they be taking up space. See my broski lose his heart when he was fighting that case. Took so many yells, I'm not going back to those days. I'ma treat you how you treat me, do you like how it tastes? Shawty, use up, can't treat you like my ace. I got way too many problems to be worried, I'm straight. Me and Craig had to watch for the Jakes. On the road, did crazy, I get 80 a show. Say my money, stack it up, it look like I'm foreign cars, driving fast, I never done this before. Get out my problems, let me When I've been up is magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we're going to look at the second-year man, Sam Darnold, and the New York Jets as they match up with the second-year man, Lamar Jackson, and the Baltimore Ravens. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, the rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the New York Jets. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game. So they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they come in riding high, just 1 loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Jets work their way onto the field led by the number 3 overall pick in 2018, Sam Darnold. And during the offseason, Darnold was asked where he was looking to improve. He told everybody being more comfortable in the pocket. He looked back to the numbers from his rookie campaign, 17 touchdowns and 13 starts. So just imagine what a relaxed and more experienced Darnold might be able to accomplish with a stronger set of receivers now here in 2019. And he's going to be met behind the line of scrimmage and taken down. And a penalty flag is going to come out on top of it. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play. This is Bell. But despite a little sizzle on the move, he's still tackled shy of the 20. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down. And we take a look now at the New York offense.
And congratulations on their win last week, but they didn't get a whole lot of time to celebrate it on Sunday. They were right back to work on Monday, but you'll have to do things differently when you prepare for a Thursday night game. Because normally you'll take some...
Under pressure now, Darnold, and he goes down. Matt Judon, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Well, these sacks are really piling up. Last week, it was a half-dozen sacks. And here's one on the opening drive.
And it has the potential to be what we call a gap, a game-altering play. Because, let's face it, you just mentioned 6 sacks last week. Now, if you're an offense and you saw that on tape, you got to think to yourself, maybe I bring people in, keep them in, and try and protect my quarterback. It didn't work on that play.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate.
Rush comes and they block it. They bring, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. In for the score as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
There are plenty of ways for a special teams coach to get excited. And when you block a punt into the end zone and recover it for a score, Yeah, he's going to be jumping up and down a big way.
And as a punter, you know that clock is ticking. He just didn't get it off in time. Justin Tucker for the extra point. Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good. Able to get the pressure, get a paw on it, knock it down, and then go and grab it and take it into the end zone. What a play. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So out now come the Jets. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Under 10, under 10, 10.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, look now at our starting defense. And they're currently 21st, Charles, in the NFL against the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, but you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. He's got Herndon, his tight end. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Out come the Ravens, led by the leading rusher amongst quarterbacks in 2018. In his 2nd season now, Lamar Jackson. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stop that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 2nd down now, it's Ingram, and he goes across the 20 to the 22. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8. And here now, the Baltimore offense.
And this certainly doesn't seem like an ideal situation for them because they're coming in on a losing streak, and they've got the quick turnaround right here to Thursday night. But maybe that's for the best. Get right back on the horse and go at it again and not dwell on the losing that they've had in recent weeks.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. He finds Roberts, complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down. Here are the starters defensively for the Jets. This unit, they've struggled a little bit against the pass, ranked number 21 in the league.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3. Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. And he's got Snead. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. A first carry now for Kenneth Dixon. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
57 the mark.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 47-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 38-yard line.
Baltimore, first down. 1st and 10 at the
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. The tackle there by Brian Poole. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
From the gun, Jackson. His throw incomplete.
Jackson's pass.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first.
It's now 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
They go play action now. Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. And New York set to take the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory.
He's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Only a yard on the 3rd down throw, and that leads to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because, as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change at quarterback, running back, tight end. It doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
Jordan Jenkins on the tackle. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
On 2nd down, Ingram. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood, Marquise Brown. His third touchdown now on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is in a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Tucker now for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. New York set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. From the gun on third down, here's Darnold. Found his target, it's Anderson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big 30-yard play on third.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a run. This is Bilal Powell. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Darnold off the play fake to Bell. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Started to look like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. You add in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. No gain on the dump off. It's 2nd down.
He's taken out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
They go play action with Jackson. He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year, as the Ravens push further out in front. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And it is now 21-0. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This one taken just inside the 10. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. 21-0 our score after one. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Bell. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
On 2nd down, it's Bell. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. The Jets on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Powell takes it from Darnold. That's strong running. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 18. The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. In on the stop, the Pro Bowl strong safety Jamal Adams. Play action. Now Jackson. If this defense wants to stay in this ball game, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
Nice throw there by Jackson. You think about what a boost he gave Baltimore the middle of last year, led them to victories in 6 of their last 7 games as a starter, replacing Joe Flacco, who had the hip issue. And that strong finish was good enough for the Ravens to capture their first AFC North crown since 2012. And now Jackson's a known commodity. He's the unquestioned starter, and with increased expectations and pressure on the former Heisman Trophy winner.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
We got three.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. They go screen. This is Ingram. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 27-yard line. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Henry Anderson in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
Get off the field.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Got a man. It's Brown. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26.
Offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it. Brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Tucker named the league's all-pro kicker for the 3rd time in 2018.
Go ahead and admit it. The only time that you get excited about Justin Tucker kicking is when he actually misses.
It's
and excited is not the right word. Surprise is more what we're talking about. 90.1% coming into 2019. He's incredible.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Le'Veon Bell and the Jets ready to begin their next drive. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later. I know every time we watch Le'Veon Bell play, we think about him making people miss, the hesitation move. But you remember, he came out of Michigan State as a bruiser and a thumper, and he still has those capabilities.
At 225 pounds, an underrated part of his game. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Darnold, and he rifles one incomplete. Quincy Anoon with the intended receiver, but it'll be second down. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Now Darnold. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Foul, roughing the passer, defense.
The hit comes late. We saw it. There's your flag.
And we know that there's a guideline, right? Ball's gone. You get 1 step. If you're within 1 step of the quarterback, you can hit him as long as it's still done legally. But anything outside of that, looks like an extra step was involved.
17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
It's a nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Darnold now to throw. Throw complete to Herndon. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
41's coming. 41's a mile.
After the penalty, it's Bell. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and
Darnold with a draw play. Gives to Powell. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. The Jets on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw, Darnold. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together? And
he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Le'Veon Bell with touchdown number 8 on the year as they are now on the board here in the first half. Now, the scoreboard still does not look good, but at least they polished off that goose egg.
Yeah, they've been thoroughly outplayed in the first half. Finally, a little spark of life, but it's going to take a lot more to add to that flame for them to thoroughly get back into this one.
Here's Chandler Catanzaro for the extra point. He's got it, and that makes our score 24-7.
makes the score Ravens 24.
So that drives 7 plays in length, and it ends with a Jet touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
On second down, it's Ingram. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. The Ravens on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. Here it's 3rd and 2. Now Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another first down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there, because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. After the penalty, it's Ingram. On the stop there defensively, Marcus May with a tackle. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson, a short throw caught by Andrews. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. It's complete to Snead. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Jackson now, 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Snead's got it. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Andrews. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Jackson and the offense come up 1st and 10, and he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. Now it's Jackson. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29, and the return stops at the 39-yard line. And he may want to track down that football, because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Robbie Anderson making his way back onto the field. Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on this pace, he's got a shot at it. But he needs a big game in there, right, to make sure that he gets it. So you know that during the week, in practice, and look, he asks for the ball all the time anyway. He's really going to ask for the ball and let his quarterback know he's open. It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Open man is Robbie Anderson. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. A first down throw, Darnold, and Anderson's got it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Darnold on first down. He's got Herndon, his tight end, and all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold to the goal line, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Quincy Enunwa that time, and now it's second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Herndon's got it complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
That's it.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
To the air again, Darnold. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And that will do it for this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Man, where has the season gone? We're into week 5.
Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say you want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the 3rd quarter. They run. It's Mark Ingram.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now Jackson on first down. Over the middle, complete. That's Andrews. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. And they'll try the jet sweep here. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. On 2nd down now. It's Ingram. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
And this will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Give them 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. Now, after the run by Bell, here's another 1st and 10. Here's Darnold. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Pernell McPhee in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down at the 18. They get 5 yards on the run there. Still left staring at a third and about 14. From the gun on third down, here's Darnold. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Bell. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 43.
This is the running back, Powell.
Powell, the Jets ball carrier.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
Darnold going to lead the offense up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. They'll run it with Bell. Past the 20. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Le'Veon Bell. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. As his guys are back within a single score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that cuts the lead to 24-17. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends with a Le'Veon Bell touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
One play has him up past the 40 already and another 1st and 10. This is Ingram. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 44-yard line. Jackson now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Watch his flat. Watch his flat.
Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Jordan Jenkins on the tackle. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 25-yard.
Again, they'll run with Ingram. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
13 yards on the play. That's good for Baltimore. First down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Now a draw play with Dixon. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. That 2nd down play nets a -4. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Jackson. They'll roll him out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Leonard Williams in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there, 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
4 down, check, 4 down.
Again, it's Bell. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
A gain of 7. And the Jets first down.
On first down, it's Darnold. He's going to air one out. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back.
Darnold's pass.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
First down, Jets.
Check 48's the mic. Check.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
48-yard line.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Darnold out right here to Herndon. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And that is incomplete. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his 2nd drop indeed not a good look. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
And they are able to stop it, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there, a 22. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Again, Darnold. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
Pick it up, pick it up. Pick it up.
Darnold. Incomplete, almost intercepted. They haven't picked him off yet. Would have been a great time for the first, but instead it's 3rd down. Now Darnold on 3rd and goal. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Catanzaro's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. The field goal we just saw has this now at a 1-score game, and on this side of the football, things are getting pretty tenuous, a little stressful.
Blood pressure up a little bit, you think?
I think up a lot of it.
Could you imagine taking the pulse right now? It might be like a jackhammer out there on that side of the ball, but here's what the deal is. I think what we've observed is a team that's been playing not to lose, as opposed to playing to win. And they've got to get back to that, and that means opening things up again, being a little more free in what they're trying to get done on offense.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Rolling to his right. He can run for it, and he will. Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Another carry for the workhorse tonight. Ingram trying to run inside, but nothing there. Henry Anderson, big man from Stanford, there for the stop. And now Jackson will look to throw it. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The safety Marcus May in there on the coverage. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Yeah, maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go. Darnold now to throw. A screen to Bell. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The Jets will bring in a nickel set here as they try to stop this third down.
3rd and 7.
Jackson from the shotgun. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Jackson now, perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Andrews. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His 3rd field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, you get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
It's a big play that time by the Jets. 31 yards. On 1st down, Darnold. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Darnold. Open man there, that's Bellamy. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 18.
A gain of 26 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. A 1st down throw, Darnold. A quick throw, but incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Throwing again is Darnold. Open man is Robbie Anderson. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A good pickup. They get 8, but it's 3rd down now. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Now it's Darnold to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So you knew one way or another that they needed the 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll get the ball back, hopefully.
Yeah, and the question is, how do you accomplish that? Do you onside kick it? Or since you have all 3 timeouts, do you kick it deep? To me, I'm playing field position. With all 3 timeouts, I kick it deep and try and pin them back there.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. So, Charles, there are the numbers. What's happened here? Defensive adjustments that's caused him to sort of fall off a bit?
I think so. That has to happen. You've got to make some changes because in the first half, they were pretty effective. But the second part is sometimes when you're doing really well, you get off your game a little bit. You get off the gas a little. You're like, okay, we've got this thing. and that's not necessarily the case. Maybe right now, someone just needs to tell a joke in the huddle, loosen things up, and get their big guy going again.
Instead of the first, they'll have to go backwards for another second down try.
So if there is a silver lining, though, it stays second down, and they still have an opportunity to pick up a first down before they have to start their downs over again.
The throw there finding its way to Boyle. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. On second down, it's Dixon. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Dixon. Pro Bowler C.J. Mosley, the Ravens' leading tackler last year, up to make the stop.
Right there. 54, right there. 54.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Let's go.
At the Jets' 36-yard line.
On second down, it's Dixon. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
There on the tackle. It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So for Baltimore, the win gets them to 5-9 now on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Jets, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.